Riders here with Xavier Nash, who's co-headlining as the main event December 21st for Cage Thunder. Coming down from Canada to Northeast Ohio to get it done. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to this fight for Cage Thunder.
Yeah. And this is your first time fighting the promotion, right?
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm excited, man. It's known CEO Randy Jarvis for a long time. I used to be a school teacher, and we worked together for about 5 years. Randy's a boxer himself and used to fight when he was younger. So I think you'll be in good hands and well taken care of.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they put on a good show. I went to their last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Cool. Well, then let's dive into your story. So obviously you're in the scene. If you've been down to a Cage Thunder show from Canada before, I'm sure you had some teammates on there and whatnot. But give people a little bit of background about your story, your upbringing, how you got into MMA.
Oh man, background. I grew up being a fan of action movies. Martial arts and whatnot. I did karate for a couple years when I was like 7, 8 years old before I ended up moving. But I went out east to New Brunswick and Newfoundland, but there wasn't any schools out there, so I didn't really get back into it till I came back to Ontario, and I was about 18 when I started to pursue the mixed martial arts career.
Okay, cool. I'm a big movie fan. I think a lot of storytelling film and like dreams and aspirations can be visualized and actualized through like studying film and cinema and things like that. So I appreciate that. Who kind of inspired you coming up? Like what martial arts films, movies, or for me, I like pro wrestling, Yeah. But who were some of the early inspirations for you?
Early inspirations, watched a lot of Jackie Chan movies, Jet Li, a couple Bruce Lee ones in there, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I remember watching Bloodsport 3 when I was a kid, and I've always been a fan of that kind of stuff.
That's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
So as you approached and got into MMA yourself, did you fashion yourself? Were you like, I'm going to be a striker, I'm going to be flying through the air doing kung fu kicks, I'm going to be a grappler? Like, tell me a little bit about that first entry into like the first time you went to a gym and like getting your beginning amateur fights, that process.
Oh man, I jumped in everything at the same time. So I knew I wanted to do MMA right off the bat. So we had Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and there's some like a lot of fitness classes. It was a bit of a smaller gym that I started out at, but I naturally excelled more at the grappling in the beginning. The striking took some work, but then as an amateur, I got experience taking some kickboxing bouts and whatnot, just to get a little more comfortable in that area to force myself to figure out how to handle myself.
Right on.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your gym and your training and your trainers now, your coaches. What and like your training programs and your styles?
Yeah. Right now I'm training at Santos Brothers Jiu-Jitsu in Toronto, as well as Niagara Top Team. They're down towards Niagara. So I go down there a few times a week with those guys. Pretty strong. Both are very strong grappling gyms. And as the title says itself, Santos Brothers Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they have some really high-level Jiu-Jitsu guys there, crazy amount of pressure. So, they're super technical. And, Niagara Top Team's an up-and-coming MMA gym. They're training with some of the best people there. They have a couple of UFC fighters and whatnot, so I'm getting a lot of good work.
Nice. And for people who haven't seen you fight before, you're a guy who you've had a lot of fights. You had 17 fights professionally. So you've had a lot of fights canceled too. I know how that goes. That can be challenging. But tell everybody a little about your style, and what you kind of bring to the cage.
My style, I like to put pressure on people, keep a bit of a high pace. Sometimes it starts out a little bit slower, but it picks up as it goes. So, this should be an exciting fight. His nickname's Relentless, so I know he's not going to stop. And typically I get stronger as the fight goes on. I get more comfortable. So, it's going to be a good clash.
Right on. If you took a look at, for fans at home who don't know, who are some people, you are your own person, you're your own man, but are there any fighters, athletes out there or matchups that you can look at and say like, oh, I do a little bit of what he does, or I like a little bit of his style, and I try to bring this to the game? Anything like that?
Not really in particular. Like, I don't know, especially lately, like there's a lot of people that I watch as far as like boxers and mixed martial artists, or UFC fighters and whatnot. But sorry, can you just restate the question again?
Yeah,
So
I just was I was trying to give people fans like a little bit of a peek into some of your style, or like how you like to fight or attack. And I always think about people that we may admire. Like for me, when I was fighting, like I always just joke that you don't get paid by the hour in MMA. So I was trying to get
yeah,
to it. So for me, I wanted to fight like the beginning. I wanted to fight like Vanderlei Silva. I wanted to attack you and get you out of there within 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so like that's the type of energy that I would bring as I got a little bit more mature in my career. And it showed it in practice more than I think in fights. But like, I appreciated the counter fighting style of Lyoto Machida. And I wasn't a karate guy, but I love the way he counter struck. And I always consider myself an aggressive counter fighter. So those things that just pop up in my head a little bit. And sometimes I would think about styles or fighters of athletes and see what they would do and realize that like certain techniques or things where I could implement on certain opponents. So that's all.
yeah, yeah, man. So
It's okay if it's not
yeah,
not a
yeah.
person too.
Just a question again.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
I was saying for the fans at home, people that might know you, I wanted to see if you could mention any other like fighters, the type of like your style, your technique, things people that you admire or you implement or have like bits and pieces of part of your game that you look to implement when you fight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love watching, of course, old school like Khabib fights. Well, not really old school. And GSP would be more old school, I guess. But yeah, being able to mix it up with the striking, takedowns, and then like I love like putting that mauling pressure on, sort of feeling like if I can get guys down against the cage, get some ground and pound, and if they open up the neck, take the choke, sort of thing. Yeah, just pressure, feeling people's like will kind of fade a little bit.
Gotcha. Are you a guy who likes to drag people into deep waters, ideally?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Dragging them to deep waters, like yeah, the one title I won for BFL went to the fifth round. It was pretty close, like rounds 1 to 4, whatever. He was a super high level wrestler, so yeah, I wasn't sure what it was gonna be like when it got to the ground. But in the fifth round, I ended up taking him down and then just put a pace on. He just survived
Yeah.
barely. Yeah, yeah, it was a good one.
Nice. All right. Well, hearing saying that, I'm interested to hear about like your training style. You mentioned the two places that you train. I'm interested to hear about like your training style, strength and conditioning regimen, and what some of that looks like.
Yeah, I do a bit of strength training on my own, sort of thing, with as far as lifting weights and whatnot, keeping the strength up. But really, I just keep active with the classes, and then like kind of like the wrestling is my strength and conditioning, and then get the striking. That's gonna be the cardio. Yeah, I try to get a little bit of running and like weights in when I can, but a lot of my time spent just training the martial arts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I like that technique, kind of more like time under tension, reps in the sport and the movement itself.
Yeah, yeah, I like being specific as far as like which muscles are gonna help me the most with martial arts, and as well as keeping the body balanced for longevity and whatnot. But yeah, I'm trying to increase strength and explosiveness just so I can come out a bit quicker in the beginning of the fights. And
Mm.
yeah, we're gonna see how that works out.
Right on, right on. Well, yeah, you're fighting Alonzo Turner, a guy who's labeled as an explosive athlete, a prospect, and those type of things. Let's talk a little bit about you fought for a while. You fought in a lot of different spaces and places. What's it like coming to somebody else's hometown and being the villain?
It's all right. I don't mind. Like way back when I like started mixed martial arts, it wasn't legalized in Ontario yet, so we had to go down to Ohio and Pennsylvania for like all my amateur fights, and as well as the beginning of my pro career. So it's
Okay.
familiar territory.
Do you have any favorite parts of the states yet? Since you've been down here a couple times?
Ah, man, it's
You're like,
pretty
no,
good. I
this
went
all
down to
this all
Ohio, went down to
sucks.
Florida. What's that?
You're like, no, this all sucks.
No, no, no. Got some good spots down there. I like Ohio. The people there are great. Yeah, everyone's pretty friendly. They are who they are, I guess. Yeah, pretty forward with their personalities and whatnot. But yeah, I like it down there.
Right on, right on. All right. Tell me a little bit about, so how long have you been fighting professionally? And what was the goal? What was the goal when you first started?
So you asked when I started fighting professionally as well? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So I made my pro debut in 2014, and yeah, my goal is to like to get to the top, compete with the best people I can, and see how far I can go with it. I had quite a few years, like in my 20s or ever, dealt with like some shoulder injuries and whatnot, but I ended up getting surgery, and so it's been good the past few years. So I'm feeling better now than I did in my 20s. So yeah, I'm gonna see how this fight goes and go from there.
Nice, nice. If you could craft it, like how does this fight play out? And then what happens for you afterwards within Cage Thunder or otherwise?
Yeah, yeah. For this fight, man, it's gonna be good. He has a quick shot, so if I get taken down, I'm not worried. Like I have my jiu-jitsu, there's submission possibilities there, but yeah, I can see you getting a choke on him. If I get on his back, I know he has good back control, so it could go either way. But yeah, I feel confident in my abilities once it gets to the ground. I'm not too worried about that. And as far as future fights, I'm just trying to be really active right now, just because like I'm 33 now, so I just want to get it back to back. So yeah, whether it's hopefully that Cave Thunder has a good offer for me, I'll take that. But yeah, it's whoever's next in line.
Right on. Well, I know, and there's a featherweight. You guys are fighting featherweight, correct?
Welterweight.
Welterweight. Okay, I messed that up. Sorry about that.
All good.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in
I sure hope it's not featherweight.
yeah, didn't get the email. I understand that. Well, yeah, Cage Thunder has a lot of rising talent. So, we'd love to see you back and in that mix. From a team perspective, they do some things with like the team cup and team trophies. It sounds like you've been down here before, so you've had some other people. So it'd be great to see you in the mix, and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. What friends, family, sponsors could you talk or share, communicate about that are like been inspirational and influential to your career getting here?
Yeah, I love my one sponsor I've had for my first one. This is the shirt that I'm wearing. Gorilla Crete. It's a couple guys, some guys I worked for down in Niagara. I'd wheelbarrow and concrete. Yeah, they made sure it worked with my training sort of thing, so I could kind of work around it. I'd go there, wheelbarrow concrete, get warmed up, then go to Niagara Top Team for some wrestling. It's a pretty good gig there, going for a bit before I moved back to Toronto. And yeah, as well as sorry,
You're good.
One.
Take your time.
Oh, I was looking for my phone, but yeah, those guys are good. Yeah, I'm not too much with sponsors or whatnot.
Okay. Tell everybody a little bit about your coaches, teammates, anybody like that you've been training with specifically, who will be traveling with you, anything like that you want to touch base on?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll answer the last one too. Kind of do both. Yeah, man, it's a great team. I have a couple of guys should be coming down to Ohio with me, making the trip. Rob Santos, he's always been my corner since I've been training with him. Dorian, great training partner. He's always there and around. And yeah, man, it's a solid team, great energy. Yeah, I'm looking to put on a good show for them. They're going to be there to support, so let's have a banger.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, you'll be in Canton, Ohio. You'll be in Canton, Ohio at the Canton Civic Center. I went to college at Walsh University down in Canton, so I'm pretty familiar with it. I will be in attendance myself. I'm making the trip from Denver, and I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Yeah, I look forward to meeting you there.
Yeah. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the opportunity. Best of luck in your preparation, training, and your cut to welterweight, not featherweight.
Yeah. Yeah, not featherweight and lightweight. That's a nice little break. Yeah, well,
sure.
ideally I was trying to fight at lightweight, but I couldn't get any fights, so took this one up.
Right on. Well, I'm sure that's made training a little bit more happy,
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, don't have to limit the.
Well, man, let me know if I can help you with anything. Let me know how I can support you. I'll get this content. I'll get some clips over to you. You'll see them out on social as well.
Yeah, okay. I hopefully get some good clips. This stuff's freaking harder than the fight.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
No problem. Your job's to fight. This is just the other part of it and whatnot. So don't sweat it too much, man. We'll add it. It'll get you a couple pieces still.
All right, sounds good, man.
Take care. Very nice meeting you. I'll see you soon.
All right, see you.
Okay, have a good day. Bye.
You too.